everybody. Good evening, Fumilola. Good evening. I'm seeing the capable catalyst here. Good evening. All right, so let's wait for like 2 minutes for others to join us before we move to what we have for today.
Hi, please, I can't hear you. I-
Yes, I said let's wait for like 2 minutes for others to join before we start. So I just muted myself. All right, thank you. All right, so I think we can start now. I want to believe as we go on in the class, others will join us. We'll have a reasonable amount of people join the class. All right, good evening once again, everybody. I want to believe we are all doing well. Happy weekend from my end. All right, it's time to start the class. Of course, this is our first Microsoft Excel class, but then for the sake of those that are new to the field of data analytics, we'd like to first introduce them to what data analytics is all about. Okay, so if you know you're new to the field or you're just starting out in data analytics, can you, okay, I would need two people from those that are new to the field and um, two from those that already have an idea of what data analytics is all about, or they know how to use one or two tools of data analytics. So if you know you are new to this field, right, can you just signify? If you are new to the field of data analytics, can you signify? If you're new, just signify somewhere. So I would see you, or you can say something. I'm waiting. Okay, or okay, new. Chowki is new. All right, good evening from my end, Chowki. Can you tell me what do you understand about data analytics, right? If let's look at if um you want to learn fashion designing, you already know what they do. That these people sew clothes to bring out beauty in people. You know what they do. So you don't need anyone to tell you this is why you should go into fashion designing. You already know why you want to go in there. So if anyone asks you a question, why are you choosing fashion designing? You can tell them this is why I'm choosing fashion design, and this is what they do as fashion designers. So why did you choose data analytics? Why did you choose to learn this data analytics? And also, what do you understand by data analytics? You can unmute yourself to say something. All right, so I'm waiting.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. The reason for choosing data analytics is because I want to change jobs. I'm currently working as a teacher, and
Okay,
then
so
I want to change jobs. And my understanding that there are many opportunities in data analytics,
okay.
uh, many well-paying opportunities for somebody who is working hard. And is a good understanding. That's how I understand it.
Okay, all right. I think the question, we didn't get my question. I love the first part. The reason why you chose data analytics is because you want to change your job. So the job changing part is the reason why you chose it. But what do you understand by data analytics itself? What is data analytics? Now, it's fine if you don't have an answer to it. It's fine. That's the main
Can I do
reason.
something?
Okay, who is that?
Victoria.
All right, hold on, Victoria. So I'm talking to Mr. Turkey now. So it's okay if you don't have an answer to it. That's why we are having this class first before moving straight to Microsoft Excel. So it's fine. All right, Victoria, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what do you understand by data analytics?
Okay. For me, what I understand by data analytics, just from the word itself, data and analytics, you're analyzing data. So what inspired me to pick up data analytics was actually my undergraduate, because
Okay.
after lab work and all the results, getting the results from different analysis, we had to use Excel to ChemDraw and other tools to analyze the data and draw conclusion. So I in my mind I was like, okay, this thing is still related to like you, because everywhere there's data everywhere. But this one is just related to like my lab work now. So with that knowledge, I wanted to learn something which I'll have that skill that any data I'm given, I can analyze with it, I can predict, I can draw conclusions, I can bring insight, tell what's happening with data. That's just what I understand about data analytics and why I entered data analytics.
All right, very good, very good. Thank you for that. Anyone else want to go? One more person and we move to the next one.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
So data analytics for me means drawing out conclusions in data, analyzing data and drawing out conclusions that will help businesses or make or conclusion change a business
Okay.
or whichever line data is from.
Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much. I think we've all said one or two concerning what to understand by the word data analytics. All right. So let's just move straight. Let me walk us through, because you need to understand these things before we move straight into using the tools. So what is data analytics? Data analytics is the process of examining, cleaning, transforming, and interpreting data to uncover valuable insights that support decision making. It is like putting together pieces of puzzle, taking information called data, this is data, and examining it to find answers to make good decision. This is you finding data, bringing them together. If there's a need for you to clean them, of course, clean them, then run analysis to find out patterns, to find out things that are going on with the data and make decisions with them. Now think of you having a store where let's say a bookstore, and you get to sell to people every day. And you have a book where you record the names of customers that come in, the number of books they buy, how much they bought it, the quantity, and every information you need. Okay, for the customer, is he a male or a female? This is the amount it's paying. This is where it's coming from. Just that is you gathering data. That process of writing down, recording everybody that comes into your store, record the names, record the amount, the amount of books they bought, record the amount they paid for the books. That is the data keeping part, data recording part. Then from there, you start running through the data. Okay, so what happened? It will make you, with that record, you get to know, okay, do we have, which product are we selling more? Which book are we selling the most? Which book brings us more profit? Okay, which book is still looking at the amount of books that we've sold so far, and looking at the amount of books we bought last month into how many is left, how many is remaining, which book do we need to buy more? So analyzing the data you get from the record you've kept so far helps you make decision on what to do with what you sell as a bookstore keeper or bookstore owner. This is the important one thing that data analytics, in fact, it's what we do generally. Everybody, it's in our day-to-day life. When you imagine when you have money, you budget it. I want to spend this on this. I want to spend this on this. I want to spend this on this. Or at the end of the month, you want to start checking how much did I spend this month? How much have I saved? All these are data analytics. We do them daily, but we don't know. Maybe because of the word, it's a big grammar. It feels okay, it's just for compliments. No, it's something we do even in our day-to-day life. Okay, why does data analytics, why does it matter? Why? Number one is it helps make better decisions without making guesses. You can find it analytics in the healthcare sector. You can find it in organizations, in communities, in government, in finance, education, in agriculture. And let's take for health sector, for example. Imagine during the COVID-19 period, right, where some places were affected. If not for data, they wouldn't have known those that were really affected by the virus and the amount of help they should have sent to them, or the kits they would use for them. They won't know. But with the help of data, they were able to track places that were affected, places that needed more help, places that needed more kits to use, and everything that would be needed. They were able to track those things because of it. Imagine if there was no data, they would have lots of debt. Because of data, you're able to solve the problem. Two, in organizations, of course, if without data, they can only make guesses. Now, I was working with one data set. I checked through the data sets. Looking at, we have 3 categories. There was category for furniture, category for accessory, there was category for technology. Those 3. Then looking at, I tried to categorize based on the profit that's been made so far. Then I noticed that the technology part took high profit. Of all the profit that had entered the company, took high profits. And I was looking at that data, I just guessed that looking at how that technology took the highest profit, it means that most of our products that was bought was technology. And that was, I just guessed looking at that data. But doing the analysis well, I found out that even if technology brought more profit for the company, it was still the least sold product, the least sold category of product. And bikes had the highest quantity of products sold out. Without data, analyzing data, you just make decisions based on guesses. But analyzing data analysis gives you the right insight and make you make better decisions. Okay, then in government, of course, they need data. Without data, how will they know how much to discuss out for us in certain areas? They need data. In finance, bringing it to your own personal self, there's no how. If you don't budget how you spend your money, you just go bankrupt. You don't budget how you do your things. This is how much I'm spending on feeding. This is how much I'm spending on transport, on data. You just spend everything anyhow, and that is the end of it. In education, you can use data analytics in education to track the students that have been coming to school, their attendance, their performance, and this would help the teachers in school there to know, okay, this person has not been coming to school. What happened? Can we go check on that person or know what the problem is? Or looking at the student performance, we have some students that they've been scoring below what they expect or the standard of the school. So we need to put extra effort to help these students, maybe do extra lessons or just put some things in place to help them. In agriculture, a farmer that plants crops, with data analytics, he knows, okay, in this particular season, when I plant this particular crop, it grows better than when I plant it in this particular season. That's data analytics. It is him knowing when to plant a crop and when not to. It is him knowing the part of the land that is more fertile and the part that is not fertile. This is one of the reasons why data analytics matters. Then 2 is to identify trends, patterns, and opportunities. Part of things I've explained already, how it is. If the farmer that knows that during rainy season, when he plants a particular crop, it grows better than when he plants it during the dry season. It is something he has done over time, over the years. He has noticed the pattern, he has noticed the trend. Or someone that sells ice cream, he knows that during the hot weather, he gets to sell his ice cream more. Then, going forward, he knows during hot weather, he has to produce more ice cream because over time, he has noticed that anytime he make ice cream during dry season, he sells more compared to when he makes them during the cold season. Then optimize business performance. Of course, if we are able to draw insights, we'll know how to make better decisions for business. If you're able to draw insight from a business company to let them know the kind of product that has been bringing customers to them, or the one that is making them earn more profit, it is you helping them to know which products to stock more, which products to have more in their store so that customers can buy them. So the next thing is types of data analytics. What are the types of data analytics? We have 4 types. We have the descriptive analytics, we have the diagnostic analytics, we have predictive analytics, and we have prescriptive analytics. Now, for the descriptive analytics, this is talking about what happened. What happened? This summarizes our past data. You want to know the monthly sales report. How much was made in December? How many products did we sell in December? How many customers came in to buy our product in December? This is a question of what did we do? What was sold? What came in? How much did we make? It describes what happened. Now, 2 is diagnostic. This now, from the word diagnose, you know, when someone is sick, you go to the hospital, then you tell the doctor your symptoms, and he's able to diagnose what is wrong with you. Why did it happen? Why? I've been feeling headache. I have this, I have that. Why am I feeling this? So it explores the causes and correlation, e.g., why sales drop in a region. So you notice after running analysis, you notice that in a particular region, we had low sales. Let's assume you're working with a company. In a particular region, we had low sales. We didn't make, what happened? Why did it happen? Why did we have low sales? We begin to make research. What happened? Why did the sales drop in that region? What happened? We noticed over the years, we have been selling bikes, but this year, the rate at which we sold bike reduced. What happened? Or most of our products are mountain bikes, right? And we noticed that the rate at which we sell them, it just dropped drastically. What happened? We noticed some set of customers used to visit the company to buy products, to buy some things. But a month after, we ain't seeing them, and we know they are our regular customers. What happened? Why did they stop coming? This is where the diagnostic analysis comes to play. Why did it happen? Then we have number 3, predictive analytics. Now, this predictive analytics is what will happen. We are predicting. From the word predictive, we are predicting what will happen. This one uses data to forecast future trends. For example, predicting customer churn or predicting sales on some days. For this customer churn, you're trying to predict if a customer will stop buying from the company, or when a customer will most likely stop, how will I put it? What's the word now? Stop purchasing. Let me just use the word. Or predicting sales on some days. Like I use the example of that person selling ice cream. You already knows that, on cold days where the weather is very cold, if he should make ice cream that day, he's just wasting his time, and he will waste it or drink it by himself, or not make sale as much as when the weather is very hot. That alone will help him know that, okay, if next month there's going to be raining season and the weather is going to be very cold, then I'll have to put in all my energy in producing more ice cream then, because I know I'm going to make more sales. Predicting what will happen. Then number 4 is prescriptive analytics. What should we do? What should we do? Now let's assume you work with a company that sells fashion wears. And you notice that during the winter, of course, winter is the cold period, it's very, very cold. Then there's this particular, they made maybe three clothes. One, the rate at which they are thick it differs. One is thicker than the other. They just have different name for the brand. Then a year after, we're analyzing the data. I notice, maybe let's give it cloth A, cloth B, cloth C. Then you notice cloth A, people purchased it more, and more revenue came from cloth A, right? Then if you are going to present to the stakeholders, present to maybe the operating team that we getting or working towards getting more clothes for a company, and they ask you, what should we do? Winter is coming, what should we do? What you would tell them now, after running your analysis, since you know clothes A brought more revenue, and people tend to go for clothes A because maybe it was too cold for them and they didn't prefer other ones. Then you tell them, I think we should reduce the quantity of clothes B and C, because people tend to buy clothes A more, like they tend to buy clothes A more than clothes B and C. And having known that it could be because of how thick cloth A is, or maybe there are other factors that make that cloth A sold out. With that analysis, you get to tell them what they should do. Suggest actionable solutions such as inventory optimization. What do I mean by inventory optimization? I mean, sorry, I mean trying to let them know what to stock and the time to stock it. It won't make sense telling them to stock. Of course, you can tell them to stock those things when maybe during the heat period, in the summer period, they store it. Then when it's winter time, they bring them out. But it's you telling them what to stock, when to stock it, and in what quantity to stock it based on your analysis. Then we have common tools in data analytics. We have Microsoft Excel for data organization and some basic analysis. We have SQL for querying and managing large data sets. We have Power BI or Tableau. They are majorly for data visualization and building of dashboards. And we have Python and R for advanced analytics and automation. And we have Google Analytics for web traffic and digital marketing insight. Then steps to start a career in data analytics. Number one, learn the basics, because this is the foundation of everything. In fact, even pros still use the basics in their works. They still use the basics. It is you understanding the concept of data cleaning, visualization, the basic formulas and functions, those things. The basics of, if you're learning SQL, understand the basics well. You're learning Excel, understand the basics well. You're learning Python, understand the basics. Whatever you're learning, whatever tool you're learning, understand the basics very, very well, because this is where you build on. This is where you add other tools, other skills on. If the foundation is faulty, sorry, please, the whole building will collapse once you build on it. So you have to build a solid foundation by understanding the basics very, very well. Once you understand the basics, then you are good to go. Every other thing can come in because you would break them. Then two is master tools. Like you want to start with Excel, SQL, then choose a visualization so like Power BI or Tableau. Then going forward, you begin to add other things like programming parts, like Python, R, and the likes. If you have more you want to learn. Then three, build project. You can't tell me you are learning and you're not working on project. What perfects your skills, what perfects what you are learning is the project you'll be working on. The more you work on project, the more you become perfect, the more you gain an understanding. How many of us let's use mathematics as an example. If your teacher teach you maths, we all did maths when we were in school. If you're taught maths in school, if you don't give you classwork, if they do example in class, it might look simple that I can fix it, I can do it. So when they bring they bring classwork, it's not looking like Chinese. It's not looking as if it wasn't not the same thing they taught us in class. But the more you practice, the more you get to understand that anywhere, anytime you meet such kind of problem, you'll be able to fix it because you've practiced, you've tried out different exercises. You're not depending on what you are taught in class, the example alone, but you've gone ahead to check exercise at the back of your textbook to see those things you should work on. Then the next thing is showcase your skills, create a portfolio and share your work on LinkedIn. Now I'll do a bit. Showcase your skills. You can't tell me you're a data analyst, you've worked on projects and you don't have a portfolio. How will you speak to him as a client that wants to employ you, or an employee, an employer that wants to employ you as an employee? How will you speak to me? What are you bringing to the table? If you speak with your mouth and tell me, I've done this, what can you show for it? Show me. Let me see what you've done. If you can't show me that, I can't believe what you say, because anybody can come online and tell me, I'm a data analyst, I have over 10 years experience, and you don't have a portfolio. Come on. So showcase your skill by creating a portfolio. Because in this bootcamp, we'll show you how you can build a portfolio. Maybe after we've done one or two projects, we'll fix a class for that. Then share your work on LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is a platform, a professional platform where you sell yourself. This is a place where you build a name for yourself. You build a brand for yourself. You share your growth process with them, share what you've learned with them. Just sell yourself out and tell them what you can do. Because I don't know if there are many people on LinkedIn now that they don't have to start taking their CV around to looking for a job. The fact the brand they built for themselves alone is enough to feed them their entire life. This is what sharing your work on LinkedIn. At first, it might look somehow, people might not be engaging, and look as if nobody's even looking at you, because LinkedIn, there's so much oppression on that platform that can make you just give up and say, you know what, let me just stick with other social media platform, right? But this is a place where you say yourself. Even if, like I said, you're not getting all the reactions you should get, you're not getting, just keep doing it, keep sharing your work there. There are people that are observing you, and they need to trust your brand. The moment they are okay, I think you can go with this guy. Yeah, then you're good to go. And the next thing is network and learn. Join data communities and keep learning. You have to join you can't stand alone. You need the help of other people. You need to, because there are times that you get stuck in this field and you need help from people to help you clarify that thing you don't know, that thing you don't understand. So join data communities and just keep learning. The day a man stop learning, that's the day he dies. Learning, no matter what level you've gotten to, be it a professional, you keep learning, because even these tools, they're being updated every time. So you need to learn about the update, learn about those things that have been changed, learn about the those features, new features have been added to them, and just remain relevant in the field. Okay, so I think I'm done. Before we move to Microsoft Excel, okay. So Simon, are you there? Are you there? You're the first person on my list here. Are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, if you are saying something, you are muted. All right, so in just 2 minutes, can someone quickly summarize all that I've said, or what you picked in all that I've said here in 2 minutes? Anybody?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Sarah,
evening.
who is speaking?
This is Agoy.
Agoy. All right, Agoy. Good evening.
Good evening. So
Okay.
I understand that data analytics is a kind of program that enables someone to analyze data, clean data, analyze, visualize, so that one can make good business decisions, not just guess.
Okay.
Then after, because mere looking at a data, you can think that, okay, this is what is happening, but after analyzing it, you will discover that it is not actually what you think exactly that it is.
Yeah.
We moved on to telling us types of analysis. Sorry, you move on to telling us the importance of analysis, talking about that it helps make better decisions, it makes us to identify trends, patterns, and optimize business performance also.
Okay.
Then talking about the types of analytics, saying that we have 4, which are descriptive, diagnostic, prescriptive, and predictive. Then talking about how we can master, how we can master data analytics by first learning the basics, then trying to master the tools, or trying to understand really the tools like Excel, Power BI, and the likes. Then we try to build projects. I think what you meant there was we try to work on exercises so that we can practice what we think we know. Then if there are places that we are falling short, then we can quickly brush up. Now that we know that we have fallen short, then showcase your skills on LinkedIn, then keep learning.
All right. Thank you so much, Agon. Thank you for that. Thank you. But I think one other thing that I did not chip in is that we have processes here. Data analytics is not something you just jump into. There are steps that you need to follow. And these are, number one is collecting data collection. So I didn't add it to the slide, I just remembered now. You can note that there are processes that are in data analytics. It's not something you just jump into and start doing. Number one is data collection. This is the first step where you gather data or information from different sources. It could be numbers, your data could be numbers, text, or even photos or videos. For example, imagine you are running a small coffee shop and you're collecting data You're collecting data might mean you keeping track of how many customers come in each day, what they order, and how much they spend. That is for data collecting. Can be from different sources, online databases, web, different sources, visiting organizations to get their data, different sources. Then number 2 is data cleaning. This process is the next thing after you've gotten your data. Once you have the data, you need to make sure it is accurate and ready to use. These steps involves you want to remove duplicate or remove mistake, fill up missing information, organizing your data in such a way that it makes a lot of sense and is ready for analysis. Example could be that after you've gathered information as the person running the coffee shop, then you notice that on some days you forgot to write some customer's name, or you forgot to, there's a typo in the name or in the amount that was written down, or the information you just wrote down in that book where you're recording it or wherever you typed it in wasn't correct. Data cleaning involves you cleaning that data, removing the duplicate that is there, taking out the error that is there, correcting the names the way it should be. That is data cleaning. And the next thing is analyzing data. Now that your data is ready, once you've gotten the data ready and you've cleaned it, you want to analyze it. This is you taking a look at your data closely to find patterns, trends, or anything that is interesting. These steps will help you understand, okay, what is the data telling you? What is it saying? For example, again, using that same coffee shop, maybe you notice that on some days, more customers come in, maybe during the weekend, or you sell your cold iced coffee on days when the weather is very, very hot. With this analysis, you already know that, okay, I have to put in more effort in making more coffee during the weekends, and also more iced coffee on days when the weather is hot. That is you analyzing your data. And with that data, you're able to make decisions. The first one is interpreting and acting on that data. So this step is the final step. This is where you use whatever you have gotten from your analysis to make decisions. So this is where the data now becomes very, very useful, because it will guide you on what next you want to do. Example, based on your analysis that you know that you've noticed that on days when the weather is hot, you sell more ice cream, but you know next time you'd have to do more ice cream on days when it's hot, and on weekends you have to produce more ice cream. So with the analysis, you get to make better and better and better decisions. So don't forget your data collection, that is guarding of your data cleaning, data analysis, and you interpreting and acting on that data. So, okay, any other thing? Anybody wants to chip in something that he or she has learned before we move straight to Microsoft Excel? Anybody? Do you have any question? Okay. Sorry, I think we don't have any. All right. Who is that? Who is saying something?
Grace. My name is Grace. Good afternoon.
Right. Good afternoon, ma'am.
So, you made mention of data profiling. You should we should make our work known. Like you made mention of LinkedIn, where we can showcase our. Let me just use that word. Where we can showcase our work, and yeah, that's basically what I can chip in right now.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's just move straight. This 5, be ready. All right. Can we see my screen? Do you all have this file? I want to believe you all have this because I sent this.
Yes, I have the file.
Okay. All right. So let's just move straight to business review. Okay. So now this is going to be an interactive session. At some point, I'll ask us to walk me through, but let's just look at this first. What do you understand by Microsoft Excel? What is Microsoft Excel? Moise, are you there?
Yes.
Moise. All right. So what do you understand by the word Microsoft Excel, Moise?
Actually, I believe Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet application.
Okay.
So it mainly consists of cells. Consists of columns and rows where we input our data.
All right, thank you very much. So Chowky said spreadsheet programs that we use for data analysis. Very correct. It's a spreadsheet application that was created by Microsoft to help us analyze our data, sort it, organize it, run analysis with it. As simple as that. So now we're going to be looking at the Excel interface. So for the sake of those that are new to Microsoft Excel, we're going to explore the interface together. Looking at this, we have a diagram here showing us the name of each and every buttons, every tabs here. By default, we'll start with the first one here. By default, Microsoft Excel has 7 tabs, which are the Home tab, Insert tab, the Page Layout, Formulas, Data, Review, View tab. You see the rest here. Now, it's because I'm using the Microsoft 365 that I'm seeing Automate here, and this Power Pivot, I added it in. So I'll show us how to add it in when we get to Power Pivot. But for now, just work with these tabs, these first 7 tabs. And in every tabs, we have what we call groups. That is, these are groups. We're currently on the Home tab. In this Home tab, we have groups: clipboard group, font group, alignment group, number group, styles group, cells group, editing groups. Now, in every group, there's what we call commands or buttons. I say in every tabs, we have groups. In every groups, we have commands. These are the commands. In the clipboard group, we have the paste command, we have the cut command, we have the copy command, we have the format command, format printer command. In the font group, you get to see bold, underline. You want to change the fill color, you want to change the text color. We have all these inside are called commands or buttons. Repeating again, in every tabs, we have groups. In every groups, we have commands. So if I say that in your data tab, this is data tab, inside the sort and filter group, this is sort and filter group, place your cursor on the advanced, look, you might not have it on your own, place your cursor on the filter button. This is the filter button. You need to understand these key terms so that when I'm explaining or telling you to do something, you know where and where to touch or where to place your buttons on. That is that on tabs and groups and also the buttons. Next thing here, we have the office button, which don't worry about that. Now we have the cells. This is cell. The cell is the combinations of rows and columns. You know what rows are? These are rows. Let me open a new sheet. Now these are rows. This is a row. This is a row. Rows are horizontal lines. This is a column. Columns are vertical. Now the combinations of the rows and the column forms a cell. That is what a cell is. Then we have the formula bar. The formula bar is where this is the formula bar here. The formula bar is where anytime you type in something, you can type in something here in the formula bar, or anytime you type in something in your cell, any of the cell, you get to see it on the formula bar. Then the next thing is we have sheet tabs. These sheet tabs, these are sheet tabs. All these you're seeing here are sheet tabs. And to get to add them, just press this plus sign. You can add as many as possible. With the sheet tab, you get to manage the number of sheets you have in a workbook. All this file here, every sheet here is contained in a workbook. A single sheet is a worksheet. Combinations of all the sheets forms a workbook. I won't dwell much on this. So, let me see. Goodness, Taiwa, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so what did I say about the tabs?
You said each tabs contain a group, and then each group has a command.
Okay, thank you. All right, I think I'm good with this. Now let me see. Okay, let's move to autofill and shortcut. Just to type in something. Let's say we're going to be doing data entry now, so that I want to type in, okay. So I want to type in 1 to 50, right? Here. To do this, we have 3 methods I'm going to be showing us. 1 to 50, I'll type in 1, then hit enter, go back to select my 1, then try to drag down. right, to where the 50 is. Dragging down, you notice everything is 1, 1, 1, 1, or 3. Now, you use this method when you want to fill just a small amount of number. Not because if I say 1 to 1,000, you will keep dragging and your hand will be paining you. You will drag and drag until you're tired. So for this one, just come here. We have one autofill button here. Click on the drop down button. And you can see we have different options. The option I'm going to go with is fill series. So click on fill series. And it changes that 1 to 1, 2, 3 down to 50. So Control Shift downwards. I get to see the last part. All right. Another method. I'm still going to use this. Or let me just drag this. Okay, so hold on. I don't know why I'm having okay, let's just go on. The next one. 1, enter, 2, enter. And I go back to highlight both. Once I highlight both, I would drag down. You'll notice as I'm dragging down, I get to see the numbers as I'm dragging. I'm seeing the numbers. It's changing. So it helped me keep that tab of where I am and what number I should stop in. So it's here. I can see it's 50. Very correct. So what if I want to type, I want to get numbers from 1 to 100. Sorry, 1 to 1,000 or 1 to 2,000. Dragging like this will take 100 of years. You get tired of dragging and to slow down your work. To do this, I will just type in, I'll type in 1, hit enter, go back to select that number. Then I'll go to my home tab. Inside the editing group, here. Now we have different options. You can see we have fill. Click on the drop down button beside fill, and we have different options. Select series. I would hit series. Then we have the series dialog box that appears. And the question is, where do you want to fill your numbers into? Is it on the row or in the column? Row is going to be like this. So make sure to select column. It's linear. Then the next thing is the step value. Step value is what is going to be the difference between the first number and the second number going forward, like that. It is going to be 1. If I put 2, you would have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, like that. But 1 is going to be just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going forward. Then what should be my stop value? My stop value should be 1,000. Then I'll hit enter, I'll just click OK. It fills down. To be sure, just Control Shift downwards and you get that it has filled down to 1,000. This is how you fill down. Then let's do for month. I want to type in month into the cell. January. Then I hit enter. All I have to do is to go back. Then you can see this. Let me explain this cursor. Look at this one. You notice this cursor is white. I can use this cursor to highlight like this. You notice this one. If I want to drag, you notice the cursor will change. Once I place my cursor at the tip or at the edge of any one of the cell, you notice it changes from that white to this one. This particular cursor is used for dragging. If you want to drag anywhere. If you want to fill down now, place your cursor at the autofill edge here. You notice the cursor changes to this dark cross. This is what you use. Make sure it changes to this, then drag down. As you keep dragging down, you notice that the month keeps changing. From January, then you can see December. Please, if I'm too fast or you are lost, do you want to call my attention to that so I can go back for you? Thank you.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Well, the other time you did the 1 to 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get the part where you said you see the fill button.
Okay.
After pressing.
All right, let me do it again. 1, type in 1 in the cell, enter, then go back and select it. Once you've done that, go to your home tab. Inside the editing group, you would see the button for fill. There's a button called fill there. Click on the drop down button there. Then scroll down and select series. Once you've done that, we have the series dialog box. Where do you want the series to be in? Do you want it to be on the row or column? You know, if you click on row, it will fill it like this from the left to the right. But we only want it to be in a single column. So you select column. Then the next thing is, what is the step value? The step value means the difference between the first number and the second number, which you want it to be 1, 2, 3, like that, with just a difference of 1, 1, 1, 1, or 2. So I'll leave it at 1. Then what is my stop value? Stop value is 1000. Then you hit OK. That's it. To be sure, Control Shift downwards arrow, and you get that. Did you get it?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Okay. I'm coming. I'm trying to. Oh, sorry. Can we see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, someone said something. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to see. All right. Can we all see it very well? Oh, it's looking small. It's looking small here. Can we see it well?
It's looking small.
It's looking small, I guess. So hold on. Okay, so hold on. I'm coming, please.
Is there any problem, Blessing?
Yeah, I'm trying to do something here. Hold on, please.
What are you trying to do, ma'am?
Okay, I'm trying to make the screen more bigger.
I think that will be from you, from your own side.
Yes.
Probably by zooming in.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so can we see my screen now? Is it better?
Yeah, it is better. I can see it clearly here.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you. All right, so I just done the one for. Then if you want to type in, someone is saying something. Okay, it's clear. Yeah, thank you very much. So if we just done the one for the numbers again, and we've done for month. Let's say we want to, even for days of the week, Monday, it's exact same way we did for the month. Come here, select it back and start dragging. You get to see the rest of the days highlighted. It's there already. And that's how you do it. Then the next one, last one we'll be doing here is if you want to, let's say, first, see if it works. First, hold on. Nah, this is not gonna work because it's showing this way. But you can get for the ones that you type this way. So you can see, I just typed in one, the one for first, second, and I get to see others too in this manner. This is how you fill in, autofill some things here. So let's look at some shortcuts. So look at some shortcuts. Basic shortcut, first of all, navigating through your worksheet or your workbook. To select an entire column, just press Control plus space. Control plus space to select an entire column. So let's assume I'm putting my first, I selected the first cell in P, then Control plus space highlights everything in column P. To select an entire row, let's say my first, the first cell in row 6 is selected, Shift plus space highlight the whole row. To select the entire worksheet, everything here on the worksheet, it is Control A. So Control A highlights everything in that cell. Then we have some editing and formatting functions, editing and formatting shortcuts, I mean. we have Control Z to undo. So let's say Control Z would undo. It means what if you've done something and you clear it to. So let's assume I just typed in something here. Then once I'm done typing it, I deleted it. If I want to undo it, I still want to bring it back. Just come here and this, or just press, either you come here, undo. This button is for undo. This is for redo. Either you come here to press undo, or you Control Z. Control Z returns it back. Control Y now, for Control Y is redo. Can you see this? If I should Control Z, it clears this off, this one to this first and second. By Control Y, it brings it back. It redo the step. Then the next one is Control C to copy. Control plus C would copy a selected data. Let's assume I want to copy from this place to this place and paste it in the next, in column K. So highlight everything. How do you highlight? Make sure you are pressing down your left mouse and use your other hand to highlight. Then Control C. Now come here and paste it. Control V. It's pasted. Then we have Control plus X. Control plus X cuts a selected data. You use it to cut a selected data. Now let's look at this. Let's see I'm doing the same thing. I'm highlighting from here to here. Now to paste it in column M. Control X. Then I'll bring it will reflect. When I bring it here, now press Control V to paste it. It's deleted from here, then it's pasted here. Then we have, I already said Control V is to paste the data into a selected cell. Then we have Control D. What Control D will do is to fill data from the above cell to another selected cell. If I can see here, I just press Control D, it fills the data here. Same thing here, Control D, it fills the data here. I didn't copy and paste. All I did was just press Control D. And Control D, with Control D, I was able to, it's copy the data from the row, the cell above and paste it on the next cell. Then we have Control R to fill the data from the cell to the right, to the left into the selected cell. If I come here now and I press Control R, you'd see it's pasted it here. For Control D will fill data from the above cell into another cell. That is the cell below it. For Control R, it will fill the data from the cell to the left into the selected cell. Now we have Control 1. What Control 1 will do is to bring out the format dialog box. When you get to this data entry and formatting, you understand how Control L works. Control 1 works, I mean. Then we have the data entry and formula. If you want to edit an active cell, you just press F2 on your keyboard. Let's assume I'm typing blessing here and I already hit enter. Instead of coming back here to double click on it to make it active, all I have to do is with that cell selected, just press your F2 and it makes that cursor to make it active, start blinking. So you know this cell is active. Anytime you see a cursor blinking here, it means the cell is active. So I can now continue with my typing, Ibrahim, and I'm good to go. Then we have the next thing, enter. The enter button, complete data entry and move to the next cell. Of course, if I come here now, I just type in Blessed Ibrahim. If I want to move to the next cell, I hit enter, it goes to the next one. Then we have tab. The tab button on your keypad is to move to the next cell to the right, to move to the next cell to the right. Going back to where Blessed Ibrahim is, if I press my tab button and see that it moves to this cell that is beside it. Again, keeps going that way. Then we have Alt plus Enter. Alt plus Enter will insert a new line within a cell. It inserts a new line within a cell. So come here, let's assume I want to type Blessed Ibrahim is a data analyst, and I want to type the analyst in the next row. All I have to do is to press Alt, Enter, and you can see it moves to the next, not the next row, move to the next line, still inside that cell. So to move to the next line inside a cell, they are still working and it's active, just press Alt plus Enter, and you're good to go. So for data entry and formula, we've done this. Then the next one is for file operations. If I want to save this workbook currently that I'm working on, just press Ctrl S. Ctrl S would save it. If I want to open the print menu, Control P. It would open the print menu where you can, if you want to print it out, and you do that. To go back, just press this button and you go back. Control plus N is to create a new workbook. Don't forget, I said a workbook is different from a worksheet. A worksheet is just a single sheet. While for workbook contains multiple sheets. So combinations of many worksheets will form a workbook. So if you want to open a new workbook, Control plus N, you'd see that a new, can you see now, you're seeing book 1, Excel. This is a new worksheet. Different, and it's different from the one we're working on. I would cancel this. I don't need it. Now we have Control plus O. Control plus O would open an existing workbook. When I press Control plus O, it will ask me, okay, which of the 5 do you want to work with? Which folder do you want to, which Excel file do you want to pick? But I'm not picking anyone. I'm just showing us how to. So I'll go back. That's that one. So file, so basic shortcut for file operations. Then we have other handy shortcuts. We have Control plus F if you want to find and replace a window. Let's assume Control F. Okay, go back. Control Z, go back, deleted it. I want to find. I'll do Control F. Then the find and replace dialog box pops up. So it's asking what you want to find. Let's say I want to find data in this column I selected and replace it with analytics. So I'll type in data. It has to be exactly what you're typing in. Find what? Then do you want to replace it? Just find. If I want to replace, I'll click replace. Replace with what? I want to replace with analytics. And I'll hit enter. Analytics. Then you'd see replace all. We've done one replacement. Okay, that's good. Close. Can you see that's changed the data here to analytics? That's for Control plus F. The Control plus H would open the replace table in the find and replace window. So Control H will also bring back that same, but now to bring the replace tab. Control H. It brings back this, but this time around the replace tab. Go back. Then we have Alt plus equal to, if you want to sum. When we get to a place where we want to sum, we'll use this Alt plus equal to so you can understand how it works. Then Control plus T would help you converge a range into a table. When I type in, maybe I type in blessing here, and I type in, let's say how much I purchased something. This is, let me highlight this. This is a range. And why is it called a range? A range is a combination of cells. This is why it's a range. If I want to convert this from being a range to a table, I just do Control T. Can you see it highlighted this? My column has it as, no, it doesn't have it as. Okay. This just changes from a range to a table. Control T is used to convert a range into a table. We are done with autofill and shortcut. The next one we'll look at is data entry and formatting. Just trying to, this is just a basic part of Microsoft Excel. Now we have this here. You notice the data here are, okay, let me just, I want to engage us, so I won't be the only one talking. I won't be the one talking. Okay. Simon, are you there? Or Simeon, I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce the name well. Are you there? Okay. What about Yetunde? Can you hear me? If you are saying something, you are muted. I cannot hear you. Okay, so let's just go on. I guess they are not here. Now, I want to look at some basic formatting. If you want to edit data, let's assume I want to increase, I'll just play around this. I want to increase the font size. I want to change the cell color. Just do some formatting to it. In your home tab, this is where you get to see some formatting tools to work with. In your home tab, if I want to increase the font size, you can come here to increase font size. If you want to increase font size, if I want to, let's say I'm giving it 14, it will increase the font size. If I want to change the color of that cell to green. Let's go back and see. You can see this is what I'm doing. I'm changing, I just change the font size, the color of the cell. This is how you do it. So let's go back again. This is to bolding your data. This is to utilize the data. This is to underline it. If you want to add borders to your table or this range of data you have here, you come here to do that. Let's assume I want to do it for this one. I'll come here, highlight everything, Control Shift, rightwards, downwards. To highlight everything, go back to my home tab. Then here, I'll come here and click on the drop down button. So you can select if you have different border options. You want to add border at the bottom, border at the top, the left border, right border, or just select all borders. I need to add borders to all the data here. You can see it's different from the way it was before. Going back again, if you want to change your text color, you can come here. Text color is the values in the range. These are, if you want to change it currently black, you want to change any color, you can do that here. If you want to increase, decrease, you can also use this. But make sure what you want to work with is selected. The cell you want to work with or the data you want to work with is selected before you can use this. Then we have different things here. If you want to align it to the top, align to the middle, align to the bottom, we have different align. You can just play around them to understand. To merge and center is if you want to merge two cells together. If I highlight these three cells together, and I come here to select merge and center, it will merge everything together. And I can type in something there. It's all merged. All merged. So you can see that. Okay, so the next thing I want to show us is how you can just do some basic formatting with your data, converting to text, converting to date and the likes. So look at this. We know this is, let me see, what's this? Stored as text. Okay, so this is, the values here are IDs. Currently it's stored as text. And that's why you're seeing it aligned on the left-hand side. One thing you should note is that numbers, anytime you enter numbers into a column or a cell in Excel, it's always aligned on the right-hand side. Let me type 100 or 1000. If I hit enter, you get to see it aligned. You get to see it aligned on the right-hand side. The moment I type in blessing, enter, you see blessing is aligned on the left-hand side. So for numbers, numerical values are always aligned on this side, while text are aligned on this side. So note that currently now, even if the values here are numbers, it's aligned on the left-hand side, which means it is recognized by Excel as a text, not as numbers. How do I then fix this? How do I change the format of this data from being a text to number? Select the column you want to work with. Then come here to your home tab. And here we have this in the number, still in the home tab, the number group. We have the button beside the general. Click on that drop-down button and you see different options here. I want to convert it from being a text to number. So come here and select number. You can see we have different options. So select number. The moment I select number, there should be a result for it. So now let's see. Control Shift downwards. Then let me go back. It's still number, but now it's, let's see why it's not number stored as text, converted to number. Okay. So hold on. Okay, so it converts everything. Don't mind, my version of Excel is it's 365, so these features are new there. But once you click on that button there, it changes everything. All right, so the next thing I want to show us, we have other options too there. We have, you want to convert to number, to currency, accounting, short date, long date, time, percentage, fraction, and we have more number format. So let's go back. This date, I want to convert it from what it's looking like now, maybe to a long date. Control Shift downwards to highlight everything there. Once you select the first cell, then I'll come back here to my own tab, click on the drop down button there beside general, and I would say, okay, I don't want a short date, I want a long date. So let's see. Now, if after doing your formatting is not bringing out what you want, you can come to more number format. Click on more number format. Then this format cell dialog box appears and it's asking you, okay, how do you want it to be? So you can see currently it's on this format. It's showing like this. If I want it to be like this, okay, so hold on. I think I'm the one. Sorry, please, hold on. Okay. Sorry, please. I want to clear this off. All right. Okay, thank you. So if you want to change the format yourself, you can select anyone that you want to work with. But mine is still not changing. That's because of my version. I'll set it later. All right. Same thing for the salary column. If I want to change this from being currently it's just a number, I want to add a dollar sign or dollar symbol to it. Come here to your home tab. Then beside the drop down button here, you can select what you can see. It changes this from what it was looking like before to this. And if you want to remove this decimal, you want to remove the zeros at the back, just come here and reduce the decimal. Or if you want to increase decimal, increase decimal. And let's say you don't like the currency symbol that is there. You don't want it to be in Naira, you want it to be in dollar, just come here, click on the drop down button, and you can select the currency symbol you want to work with. I'll click on this and it gives me the dollar sign. Currently is an accounting. I would take it away from accounting. It's not accounting that I want to see. I'm going to change this. Okay, so yeah, this is just, you can play around this. For those of that are new to using Microsoft Excel, just play around this and you know how to do that. Then the next thing we're going to look at is, yes, I said for the control one, this is where you can use it to bring out that number dialog box. Now let's go back. Instead of coming here and selecting more number format, and it brings this format cell dialog box. To bring it out without going through that stress, just press for control one. Control one will bring your format dialog box and you would have it here. Then you can now start going through to change. You want to change, you can also change for time to change for, you can add different or customize it, would get there. Then the next thing is basic formulas and functions. Basic formulas and functions. Functions that you can work with, formulas you can work with in Excel. Yes, simple like sum, like average, maximum, minimum, or you want to add columns together, or you want to divide columns, or you want to multiply them. Now we're going to do that here. To find total revenue, we have a table here that contains products, unit price, unit cost, quantity sold. Then we have other columns we want to find. If you want to get the total revenue is going to be the unit price multiplied by the quantity sold. If you want to get, the ideal way to get your total revenue is price multiplied by quantity sold. To do this, I'll come here. Anytime you want to type in a formula in a cell in Microsoft Excel, you only start with an equal to sign. Equal to what? Then I'll come here, select the cell, the first cell that I want to work with. I'll select the first cell, which is 1,200 in the unit price, multiply by the quantity sold. Now, for you to get multiplication sign in Microsoft Excel, it is Shift 8. Shift plus 8 will give you this asterisk, which represents multiplication. Then I'll come here and select quantity sold. Then I'll hit enter. You get the result that is 12,000 naira. 1,200 multiplied by 10 gives us 12,000 naira. Now, one beautiful thing about Microsoft Excel is that anytime you type in you've worked on the first cell, all you have to do is to double click here and it generates the rest for you. So I would come here and double click and I get the result for the rest. I don't have to start doing the formula over and over again. Please, if I'm too fast or you get lost at some points, do well to call my attention to it and I'll be very glad to go back for you. Thank you. So we moving to the next one. I want to get total cost. To get total cost, so Chalky, are you there? Are you there, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I'm there.
All right, so can you walk me through?
I'm following, but my concern is if you could get this recording.
Yes, there will
at
be the
the
recording.
earliest,
There will. There
at
will.
the
You don't
earliest
have to worry about
convenience.
that.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
There'll be recording, don't worry. Okay, so can you walk me through on this? I want to get total cost. I just showed us how to get total revenue. Can you walk me through how to get total cost?
Total cost, we have unit price times total cost, and then we double click on the right bottom corner to complete the column.
Okay, so I wanted to walk me through. I said before you can start input a formula or start a formula or function in Microsoft Excel, you have to start with what? What symbol or what sign?
Equal sign.
Equal to, very good. Equal to sign. So which cell am I picking and which cell am I picking to multiply together?
Then you're picking C2. Sorry,
Is
it's D2
Yeah, D2. Thank you very much. D2.
times
Then
E2.
E2. Very good. So what is going to be the symbol for multiplication?
Shift 8.
Shift 8. Thank you very much. Shift 8. So I'm selecting quantity sold. Thank you. So since I'm done getting the one for the first sale, all I have to do is to double click and fill for the rest. I'm good. And if I want to get profits, ideally is going to be total revenue minus total cost. So it means I'm going to subtract column G from column F. So I'll come in here, I'll type in an equal to sign. Always start your formula or your function in Excel with an equal to sign. I'll type equal to, then select revenue. Now minus is just straightforward. It doesn't like shift plus something. Just straightforward. Minus, and I'll select total cost. Then hit enter. I get the result. Now fill down. I get the result for everything. So let's assume that we don't have it. So let's assume we're giving 10% discount, right? 10% discount. I'm going to fill for the rest. 10% discount for the rest. I'll fill. Then I want to get amount given as discount. The amount given as discount is going to be equal to the, let's say for revenue, revenue, then multiply by the discount, which is 10% given to get the amount given for discount. Then shift A to get my asterisk, and I'll come back to select discount. I'll hit enter. I get the value, then fill for the rest. To get my discounted price, so who can tell me how I'm going to get discount price? If they're giving 10% discount, right, for every of the goods that was sold, how do I get discount third price? Okay, thank you. What's the formula to get total revenue? That is the unit price multiplied by the quantity sold. Any person that asked that question, is unit price multiplied by quantity sold? Thank you. I don't know if you got that. Then discounted price. So who have an idea how you can get the discounted price? Anybody? So let's say something. I shouldn't be the only one talking in class. I want to call names.
Okay.
Unit.
Okay. Someone is saying something.
Unit. Yeah, the price minus the discounted price.
The price minus the discounted price?
Yes.
Okay. Price minus discounted price.
That cannot be.
That cannot be. So who's
Yeah.
going? Who's going? All right.
Okay, for example, if we are going to get discounted price for the total revenue,
Yes.
it should be equals to, for that column you are selecting, equals to F2 minus J2. That is total revenue minus amount given as discount. That is going to give us
Exactly.
discounted
That's
price.
it. So it is F2, this one, revenue, minus this amount that was given as discount. And that's how we get the discounted price. I don't know if you got that. Since they've given them discount already, so it means the discount will be removed from the revenue, and we have this left as our discounted price. So if you want to get percentage of discounted price to the total revenue, who have an idea? We're doing mathematics now. This is we racking our brain what I want to do. So to get this, how do I go about this? Who is helping me? Percentage of discounted price to total revenue. Who is helping me with that? Anybody?
I'm not sure I got the
So
okay.
I think
I'm listening.
so. I think discounted price divided by total revenue times 100.
Very good. Thank you. Discounted price is going to be equal to discounted price divided by, so for division, just use your slash button, slash the total revenue, then multiply by what? 100, right? And let's see. Okay. Now this is giving, let's go back, hold on. Same percentage was giving the wrong value. Okay. Discounted price divided by, let's do discounted price divided by, we'll just change it to the percentage symbol there by this and get about, so 90, yeah, we've gotten the real, the fact that we multiply with 100 gave it that. I can just double click and I get the result for the rest. Okay. Yeah, since it's 10%. So now let's move to the next one. I think we are done with this. Any questions here?
Could you please Could you
All right,
please
sir.
could you please talk about the way you got this percentage
90.
of discounted price here again? Thank you.
It's just discounted price divided by total revenue. And I got to change that's how I got it. So let me do it again. It's just equal to, sir, you saying something? It's just equal
Yes,
to
ma'am. I'm just
discounted.
checking it.
Okay, sir, you're saying something?
Yes. I'm checking here. Our unit price and our discount is the same. I think
Okay.
if you look for the first item, there's 1,200 for the laptop, and discount is 1,200. I think the discount is supposed to be 10% of the price there.
No, we worked with amount given as discount. We worked with the total revenue, not the unit
Okay.
price. Yes. The total revenue column, not the unit price. Do you get that, sir?
But sorry, isn't our discount? Are we not supposed to calculate our discount before we calculate the total revenue?
Yes, I was just showing us how we would use the multiplication sign to get. We just can see total revenue here is the unit price minus unit price multiplied by the quantity. So to just get this. I'm just trying to look out for some basic operators to work with in addition, for adding, subtracting, and the like. So it's not that I'm doing the real this thing. I don't know if you get that.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So someone's asking how we got this. It's just equal to, then you select the first cell for the unit price slash then the total revenue, and that's how we got this. So if she gets 0.9 something for your own, just go and change it in the home tab to percentage. But it's obvious it's 9% for everybody because it's 10% discount that was given to everybody. So it's obvious it's going to be 90% all true. So yes, before we move to the next one, we want to look at some basic functions like sum, average, minimum, maximum, count. To get this, let's say I want to get the total revenue. I can come here, let's say I want to do it here. It's going to be equal to, right, sum. The minute I type in sum, we have every function that has sum in it, it pops up. But I'm going with the first one. And one beautiful thing about Microsoft Excel is that anytime you are typing in a formula, it tells you what that formula is used for. So it's saying that it adds all the numbers in a range of cells. So I will double click on the blue box. Then we have its argument here. This is the syntax. Number one, number two, dot, dot, dot. These are the syntax of the function sum. But each of these is called argument. The combination of all the arguments is called syntax. Note that. But each of these is called argument. So for the first argument, number one, what is the first number you want to work with? Since I want to sum everything in the revenue column together, all I have to do is to come here, select the first cell, either Ctrl-Shift downwards, or yes, just use Ctrl-Shift downwards to make it fast. Ctrl-Shift downwards to highlight everything, and I'm going to hit enter, and I get the result for this. Remember when we were doing this autofill and shortcut, I said another way you can sum is alt plus equal to. So let's go back to this place. I want to get the result for total revenue using alt plus equal to. So come here and type, let's press alt, then your equal to, and it sums everything for you without having to type in sum. That's the only OT for sum here. I want to find for average. Same method. All you have to do is type in equal to sign and type in average. So I would say equal to, then average. You can see it here, returns the average, that is arithmetic mean of its arguments, which can be numbers, names, average, and arrays, or references that contain numbers. So I'll double click on this average. The first argument is number one. What do you want to find? Let's say I want to find the average of all the total cost. So I'll come here and highlight everything here. Then I'll hit enter. I get the average of total cost. For minimum will give you the least number in that column, the least value in that column. So I'll come in here and put equal to sign. Then I'll type in minimum. You can see here it says returns the smallest number in a set of values, ignores the logical values and text. I will double click on this. Is that you double click on it or you just type in open parenthesis, that is open bracket, and you just get to put in your values. Then I'll come here and let's say I'm working with the profit, highlight everything, and I'll hit enter. So it's telling me here that the least profit is 180. To get the maximum, the same thing, equal to maximum. These are basic formulas you can work with, basic functions. Maximum returns the largest value in a set of values. Let's say I'm still working with profit. So it says the minimum profit made so far is 180, while the maximum is 3,000. For count is count every cell in that column, count every values in that column. So let's say I want to count I just want to count all this, the values in the products column. All I have to do is to come here, equal to count. You can see count, it says count the number of cells in a range that contains number. I would double click on this, or you just open brackets, count, then press open bracket. You can see it's syntax. It's saying the first argument is value 1. So I just come here, what's the value 1? Just drag through. Then it will tell us the value, okay, number, sorry. This is counting. Equal to count. That is count, it says that contains numbers, so don't miss that. that contains numbers. So 15. These are some basic formulas and functions that you work with here in basic. We'll get to the advanced aspect. Let's face this one. Then any question here, this part? Anybody? Do you have any question? Any question? Okay, someone said is sorry. Please, I'm lost. Can you slow down, please? Okay. Afia, are you there? Afia, are you there, please? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you say something? I just saw your message now that you're lost.
Hello. Good evening. I'm here.
Okay, I just saw your message now that you're lost. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm still following. So
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, thank you. Please, do you have any question here? Anything? Any question? Okay, so if we don't have any question, let's move to the next one, which is cell reference. Cell reference has to do with the address of every cell in Excel, every cell, either in your sheet, in Excel. Okay, now we have this. I want to get my total sales, right? We have 3 types of cell reference in Excel. We have the relative cell reference, we have the absolute cell reference, and we have the mixed cell reference. Now, for relative cell reference, this is a cell reference that Microsoft Excel works with on default. It works with relative cell reference by default. You will notice that we were able to just work with the first one, and when it's, if you check, let me check this now. This is F2, I2, hit enter. Check the next one. It picks the next value in the column 2. F3, I3, the same thing. It goes like that. So once you're done with the first formula, you're able to fill them and you got the correct value, because by default, Microsoft Excel works with relative cell reference. It moves and copies the formula from the next cell in that column to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. For relative, equal to, I want to get total sales. I'm saying unit price, shift 8, multiplied by quantity sold. I'll hit enter. All I have to do is to click here and fill for the rest. You are seeing this result like this because by default, Microsoft Excel works with relative cell reference. So you don't have to start doing the formula for everything. Just work with the first one and fill down. Now, what if we were given, this is for absolute cell reference now. We are giving 20% discount. 20% discount here, right? And after getting total sales, I will have to get the 20% discount for every of these products that was sold. To get the total sales, as usual, just equal to multiply this and multiply with the quantity sold. Then I'll hit enter and I'll fill for the rest. I want to multiply all this here with this 20%. To do this is going to be equal to, select the first cell in total sales, then shift 8, and I'll say multiply by 20%. Now let's see what happens if I just hit enter and try to fill for the rest. Hit enter, and I'm filling for the rest now. We'll have problem. Now let's try to check each of the formulas in those cells. When it was multiplying for this, the first one, it picked the first cell in total sales and 20%. The value here was correct. When it was going to pick for the second cell, let's look at the formula. It picked this one and discounts in dollars, which is not supposed to be so. It's supposed to pick 20%. Looking at this one, when it was going to pick, it picked this one, then multiply by this. So how do we fix this kind of problem? How do we make it to only multiply with this 20%? This is where locking of your cell comes in. I'm going to clear all this. Now, note this down somewhere. To lock a cell, you press your F4 button once. If your F4 button doesn't work, you press Fn plus F4. for some system, F4 button doesn't work alone. That's to go with Fn. To lock, now let's see what I mean by lock. Let's go. Equal to, I'm selecting this, Shift 8, and I'm selecting 20, the cell that contains 20%. I want to lock this cell such that as is multiplying through, it will only multiply with this cell alone, containing 20%. Okay, I have a message here. Okay. Now I'm going to hit, before I hit anything, I'll select this 20%. I have to lock it. And to lock it, press your F4 button. You can see the moment I press my F4 button, you can see we have a dollar sign in front of the Q and in front of the 4. Don't forget that for rows and column, letters represent column. You can see column A, column B, column C. Then for rows, numbers represent rows. So you can see here that it's showing you that when you see dollar sign at the either in front of the number or the letter, it means that one of them has been locked. The dollar sign in front of the Q means the column has been locked and that the row has been locked. And don't forget I said that a cell is a combination of row and column. It is a combination of both that forms a cell. This has been locked. I'm going to hit enter now. Then try to fill down. If I fill down, we'll have correct value. Now let's see and check if it's multiplied with just this 20%. For the first one, very good, correct. Second one, very good, correct. Let's come to the last part. Very good. So it's multiply this and 20%. And that is because we locked it. If you had not locked that cell, it will keep moving forward because by default, Microsoft Excel works with relative cell reference. That is from row to row, from one to the next one, like that. Then the next one is mixed cell reference. This mixed cell reference, right, is where you have either your column is locked or your row is locked. This is where mixed cell reference comes in now. Let's look at this. We want to multiply, get for this total sales here, we want to get the 10% that was given, 20% discount, and also 30% discount for it. To do this, I'm going to come here and I would say equal to find total sales normal is unit price, then multiply by Shift 8, multiply by quantity sold. Then I'll hit enter and fee for the rest. Afi, I'm coming. I'll check your message. Okay. Please, if I'm too fast, call my attention to it. I can always go back for you if you don't understand. Please. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chalky. I would try my best to do that. All right. I want to get 10%, 20%, 30%, right? If I say, let me just start doing for everybody, it might take time and say, okay, I want to do for 10% first, then 20% first, then 30% first. Like this, you want to get equal to total sales, then shift 8 and multiply by 10%, then you lock the cell containing 10% and hit enter. You might have to do everything for both 20 and 30, which will take your time. Why not do everything at once? To do that everything at once, this is where locking your cell and your column comes in. Don't forget, when you say row for row, it means you're going to lock this row that I want to work with, and we'll lock this column that I want to work with. Because you're only multiplying this column and this row together. To do this, come here and type equal to, and I'm going to select this. Now, note this. To lock a column, you press your F4 button 3 times. If your F4 doesn't work alone, combine Fn plus F4 together. Combine Fn plus F4 together to lock your column. Or you can just type in the dollar sign by yourself. Once you know that letter represents column, you can come here to the back of F and type in your dollar sign. But to make it easy for you, just, which one is easy for you? To lock a column, press 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You notice that we now have a dollar sign in front of the F. So it means that this particular column has been locked. This column has been, you notice we don't have the dollar sign in front of 29. it means that row is not locked. It is relative. It's not locked. Then multiply by shift 8. You have to understand the concept of self-referencing very well, because this is what you'll be using in other parts of this course. So you have to understand it well. Shift 8. Then I'm going to multiply this with this row here. So select 10%. Then I will lock, since this 10% is on a row, and I want to lock this, I want to work with this row here. I will lock the row. To lock the row, the last one has to be in front of 28, the number. To lock row, using that key, you press your F4 button twice, or Fn plus F4 twice. So I'll press my F4 button twice, 1, 2. And you can see we have a $ in front of 28. It means that this row has been locked. So what does this formula mean? I have locked the whole of total sales column, and I have locked the whole of this row 28. Sorry, row 28. I've locked this row. Now I'm going to hit enter. The method I've gotten for this one, I can just drag like this and fill down. If you check the formula, you would see this picked this, which is very, very correct. I'll come here to check the last one. It tells you this goes with this, very correct. Let's check the next one. This first cell in total sales multiplied with the 20% here, very correct. And let's check the last one to be sure. Very good. This, the last cell here in total sales multiplied with the 20%. That particular cell. For 30, it says this one multiplied with 30, and for the last one, the last cell in total sales multiplied with 30. So we're able to achieve this result because we locked this column that we're working with, and we locked this row that we wanted to work with too. This is mixed cell referencing, combination of absolute and relative cell referencing, where either a column is locked or the row is locked, but they won't be locked together. When it's locked together, you're locking a cell, and that is for absolute cell referencing. I don't know if you got this. Is anybody lost? If you are lost, let me know so I can find you. Are we together? If you are lost, let me know. Okay, how did you get the discounted price on the absolute sale reference session? Okay, we've not done, are you talking about discount or discounted price? Because we didn't touch this, and to get to this one, you just total sales minus discount you get for discounted price. But to be clear that's what you're asking, are you talking about the discounted price or discount? Martha, are you there? Please, I'm asking, I want, for clarity's sake, are you talking about the discount or discounted price? Because yeah, we've not, it's just total sales minus the discount to get this. We've not gotten that already, just total sales equal to total sales minus the discount, and we hit enter to get the discounted price. So all right, so any question here? Do you have any question before I move to the next one? Anybody, any question? Okay, so if you don't have question, I'll move to the next one, which is data management. Data management. We're going to look at how to remove, find, and replace, and also remove duplicate. All right, so then we'll do sorting and filtering too here. First, I'm going to start with this find and replace. Find and replace feature is a feature you use if you want to find some values in your data and replace them with something else. So here I said that we're going to find all the managers and replace the managers with managing director. To do this, I'll just come to where the column that contains what I'm looking for, which is the position. So highlight all the data. First, select the first cell in position, Control Shift downwards. Then Remember the shortcut for find and replace? That's Control F. So Control F. The moment I press Control F for my system, it brings this find and replace dialog box. Then you are asked, what do you want to find? I want to find anywhere I see managing director, managers, I want to replace it with managing director. And here you can see we have manager. So I'll change this. When it comes to find and replace, you have to make sure that what you want to find is exactly what is in that column. And again, it's case sensitive. So if your manager is starting with capital letter, which is starting with capital letter here, and you are typing in small letter, it will not find it. It has to be exactly what you are finding, respecting the case. So manager, what do you want to replace manager with? So I'll hit this replace. I want to replace manager with managing director. So I'm going to type in managing director, managing director. Okay, then replace all. So I'll replace everything. And see, all done, we make 10 replacements. So everywhere it finds manager, it changes it from manager to managing director. You can see we no longer have just manager, we have managing director now. Same thing, if you want to change analyst to business analyst, the same thing. All right, so let me see who is there. Okay, Chukwume, are you there? Andrew, can you hear me? Andrew, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so can you put me through if I want to change the analyst from analyst to business analyst in this same column for position? What do I have to do?
You would first highlight that column.
Okay, so how do I highlight?
You can use control.
Okay.
Control
Shift down what?
Shift down.
Okay. Then what else do I do?
Then you use Control H to find and replace.
Okay. H, say Control H. Okay.
So you want to change, I beg your pardon, you wanted to change what?
Analyst to business analyst.
Yes, okay. So in find what, you put analyst.
Okay. Analyst.
And then replace with business analyst.
Business analyst. All right, thank you. Okay. Then I'll replace all.
Then replace all.
Yeah, thank you so much. We made 10 replacements, so all has been replaced. Now, the next thing we're going to look at, this is how you use your replace and find feature. Okay. The next thing we are going to look at is how to remove duplicates. Let's look at data. Duplicates are like repetitions of your data. Repetitions in your data. Let's look at the number of data we have here and see if we have, hold on. Okay, so I'm trying to see. All right, so let's assume I'm going to copy somewhere around here, just this, Control C, and paste it back in the data. In a situation where you have duplicates in your data, how do you fix that? So I would copy that part and I would paste it here so that you have it again. Control V, so we have it there again. How do I remove the duplicate from this data? To remove duplicate from the data, all I have to do is to, let's say, I could work with the employee ID to remove the duplicate. So this is saying that this, I will leave it as text. I love the way it is at text. To remove duplicate, I'll work with this column. So I will highlight the data here, Control Shift right, Control Shift downwards. Then I'll go to my data tab. Now, hold on. My icons are, yes. Yours might be showing, you might be seeing remove duplicates, but mine is showing in icons, so I have to hover around to know what icon I'm working with. So duplicate, remove, you can see we have remove duplicates. Go to your data tab. In your data tools group, you would see the feature remove duplicates. That's the button, remove duplicates. So you can tell you, it's telling you delete duplicate rows from a sheet. So you can pick which column should be checked for duplicate information. So I'll click on this button. Then we have this remove duplicates warning box that appears. It's saying Microsoft Excel found data next to your selection. Please, you have not selected this data. Because you have not selected this data, it will not be removed. What do you want to do? Do you want to expand selection or you want to continue with current selection? Now, for expand selection, it means it's going to check through other columns, and if we have duplicate, it will remove them. But for continuous selection, it means it will only remove duplicate from this column alone. So it means if you have duplicate in other columns, it's still there. It will not remove them. Let's see what I'm trying to explain. If I come here and say continue with current selection, and I hit remove duplicate, you would notice something. You can see only employee ID, and I hit OK. No duplicate was found in this place. Now let's see. Can you see? Can you see that it only removed in this place, but the duplicate are still left in the data? For you to fix this and make sure it expands to other columns and remove duplicate from other columns, all I have to do now is to expand the selection. So I'm going to Control Z now. Control Z to undo what I've done. Then, what do I do? Hold on. Hold on, please. Trying to. Okay. Okay, so I think when I was selecting this name, I also did not select their. So I'm going to go back to select the numbers too. Control C. Okay. And that's why it was showing no duplicate found the other time. So let's see. I'll highlight this Control Shift downwards. Then I'll go back to my data and data tab. And in data tools group, I'll select this remove duplicate. When it comes, it's telling you want to expand selection or continue the current selection. If I hit continue the current selection and hit remove duplicate, okay. 14 duplicates value found and removed, 15 unique values remain. So go back and you see something that it has removed the duplicates here in this column alone and it didn't affect other columns. How do I make it to expand to other columns? To do this, okay. Now to do this, it's going to be with that place still selected, you can select everything. Going back to the home tab, sorry, the data tab, then here, click on the drop-down button and I'll say expand the selection, remove duplicates. From everything, you can see from everything. Now, here, my data has headers. I didn't select, just remove this. If you select from the whole, okay, it has highlighted the whole table. Once you notice that it highlighted the whole table, including the headers, make sure this box is checked. So you tell it that it has headers and it will remove it, else it will add the headers to it. Then I'm going to hit OK. 14 duplicates found and removed. 50 unique values. Note that the count may include empty cells or spaces, etc. Okay, let's go back. Can you see that we don't have duplicate anymore? They've all been removed. If you have questions, please ask them. Now, the last thing we'll be looking at here is the sorting and filtering. How to sort and filter your data.
Ma'am?
All right. Yes, I can hear you.
I just want to get clarity here. Let's say there is the employee IDs are not the same for two people, but they've
Okay.
got the same name. What is going to happen if you select or if you expand this process of removing duplicates?
Now, one thing about the duplicates, right? it checks it is row by row. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Also, it
Yes,
checks the whole row.
yes, it removes the row. So even if it's the same name, as long as that ID is different, it won't touch it. It will only remove duplicate of the rows.
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Simeon, which part do you want me to repeat? Is it the duplicate? Simon, is it the duplicate you want me to repeat?
Yes, please.
All right, thank you. So for the duplicate, I'm going to Control Z. Okay. So I have this. For me to remove duplicate from the data, if you want to remove from all the data, now I'm telling you the implication of when you choose select the selected column alone, it will only work with the column that you selected. But for everything, you have to choose expand selection. So let's assume I only pick this one, Control Shift downward, select only the one in the employee ID column. And I'll go to my data tab. Inside the data tools group here, I'll select remove duplicate. Then this remove duplicate warning dialog box appears and it's telling you that we notice we have some data beside the column you selected. Do you want us to expand the selection, which is actually what we want to do, or continue with current selection? If you hit continue with current selection, it only remove duplicate from this place alone, and it will not affect the other data. But to be sure, to do the right thing, just hit expand selection and remove duplicates. Once we hit that button, it brings out the remove duplicate dialog box saying that, okay, you want to remove duplicates now. Make sure that this my data has headers is checked because our data has header truly. Then this is all these box checked are all the box that we want to remove duplicate from. Now hit OK. 14 duplicate value found and removed. And you go back and you find that we don't have those data here again. They've all been removed. Are you okay with that? Okay, are you okay with that? Simon, did you get that?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
All right. So last thing, like I said, is sorting and filtering. Sorting has to do with you sorting your data either in ascending order, descending order. That's if you are dealing with alphabetical values, or from largest to smallest, smallest to largest, if you're dealing with numbers, or from oldest to newest, or newest to oldest, if you're dealing with date, like that. Then filtering has to do with if you want to filter your data to some specific, that's when you use the filtering button here. And let's go with sorting first. So let's say, like I said, we have either you sort in alphabetical order or descending, ascending, smallest to largest. Let's say I want to sort this name column in alphabetical order. I want to start from A. To do this, I'm going to Control Shift downwards, select the values in that column. Then you can find this button in 3 different places. You can find the sort and filter button here in the home tab. You would see it here in the editing group, sort and filter. You can also find it in the data group. You will see it here, sort and filter, in the sort and filter group. And you can also find it when you right click. When you right click, you'll find the filter and the sort button. These are the 3 places you can find this sort and filter button. So I'm going to work with the one in the data group, or you can use anyone you want to work with, actually. So I work with this. We have this sort. Then we have this. This is saying, do you want to sort from A to Z, or you want to sort from Z to A? You know, Z to A is going to be in descending order, and A to Z is in ascending order. So I'm going to hit A to Z. Now, the moment I hit A to Z, we have this sort warning dialog box that appears. So it's saying that you want to sort. We notice that you have other data beside your column. Do you want to expand the selection, or continue with current selection? If I hit continue with current selection, it will only sort this name column, and it will affect other columns. Now let's see what happens if I hit continue with current selection. If I hit this button, you know John Doe is in HR department and Jane Smith is in IT. Let's see what happens. I will hit OK. Sort. And you see that it gave Onjo to I know. Abigail Murphy is not in HR. Alexander Evans is not a developer in the IT department. All these details are not for them. Because we chose to continue with the current selection, we only selected this column, which gave us the wrong information. To get the correct one, all I have to do is to make sure you hit that expand selection, or let's just do it the right way. That if you should go with this, you have to select, expand it, the selection, and sort. You need to sort it correctly. But Control Z, so I want to show us the better way you can just Control Shift downwards. All you have to do is to just select this button, this sort button. When you hit this sort button, you still bring the same thing. And it will ask you, okay, what do you want to sort by? I want to sort by the name. I want to sort by the name with the cell values, sort on the cell values from A to Z. If you don't want A to Z, you can always come here and select what you want to sort it by. Or if you have a custom list you want to sort it by, come here and hit that and you get the result. Then okay, and it sorts everything for you. Or you can highlight the whole data, Control Shift rightwards, downwards, then come to your data tab. Here in your data tab, click on this sort, and it brings out this. The reason why it's bringing that warning dialog box is because you only selected one column. So if you don't want that warning dialog box to pop up, just select all the data and hit the button you want to work with, and it brings the actual button itself. This is where you now say, okay, I don't want to sort by name now. I want to sort by date, the date of hire. So I'll come here and select date of hire. Then sort on cell values. We have other options. Is it cell color, font color, conditional formatting icon? We don't have all this. We don't have cell color or cell or font color here. We're working with the cell values. Then what order do you want to sort it by? Now, A to Z means you are sorting from the newest to the oldest. Then Z to A is you're sorting from the oldest to the newest. So let's say I want to see those that were employed, that have been employed for a very long time, the first set of people that are employed into the company. I will just hit Z to A and I'll hit OK. Now, okay. Some numbers, some are formatted as numbers. All right, so let's go back and first fix this. It's already not seeing it as a date. Highlight everything, then go to my home tab. Yeah, it's a date. So let's see. Okay, so we have 3 more minutes to end the class. Control Shift downwards. Then I want to sort based on the date. Expand selection. So can you see now how that even if this is not giving us, okay, yes. No. This is not giving us the correct value. So it's probably seeing some of these values as, now let's go back and check. Column F, the following sort key may not sort as expected because it contains some numbers formatted as text. What would you like to do? Sort anything that looks like number as number, or sort numbers and numbers stored as text separately. So now something is okay. Okay. So this is what I'm going to sort. I'm going to clear this. This is still giving us, it's not giving us the correct value. So there's definitely something wrong somewhere. All right, so I think our time is up.
I think it's the selection. I think it's the selection. If you go back to that expand by that thing, it brought my data as a header. And that was why it brought that column AF and that thing that we had the other time that you corrected. I think it's the selection thing.
Okay, so let's see. Let's go back and see. But we are expanding the selection now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to hit sort. It's currently the same thing.
It should, I believe it should work now.
It's
It has
still the
an
same.
header.
It has a header. It's still the same thing. Then I hit OK. It's still bringing the sort warning.
Okay.
So obviously there's something that I need to check. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So
sorry.
All right.
I think it is because the format of the cells that you're using as a reference is not everything that is in text format.
Yes.
Also, I think that's what it said.
Yes, that's what it's showing actually. So, and I've tried converting this to. So I'll just check everything. We'll check all the format later, and our time is up. I don't want to. I'm very sure we all have things that we want to do. So we'll meet tomorrow and we'll fix this and continue from there. All right. So do you have any question? Any question at all that I want to ask? Any question? Anybody, if you have question or you want to save it for tomorrow, no problem. All right. So since we have no question, we meet in our next class tomorrow by 5 p.m. And we're most likely not be using Zoom, we're using Team. So I would be sending the details to the classroom. And you also get a recording of this class too, also in the classroom. So see you guys tomorrow by 5 p.m. Let's do it to enjoy the rest of our.
Okay. Thank you so much, Blessing. Thank you so much for this knowledge that you have given unto us. We really do appreciate you. God bless you. God bless you. So, and everyone that joined today, we really appreciate you guys. We will be expecting you tomorrow, and also, we'll be dropping the video recording to our YouTube channel and all of our channel for you to check and to learn more. So, God bless everyone.
All right, bye, everybody. Thank you.